I've been using the January update for my Google Pixel 7 Pro for a few days now. There is one big improvement that I noticed that we'll talk about in a moment, but I wanted to address a bunch of the complaints that I've seen online regarding Bluetooth connectivity and also people having issues with their Android Auto after the update for the January patch. I've seen a lot of people saying that their Bluetooth just gives out randomly. So if that's something that's been happening to you, let me know in the comment section down below. They did add spatial audio. I don't know if that would have any effect because that's going to be an update for the Google Pixel Buds a little bit later on this spring. So I don't know if that's something that might affect it, but a bunch of people having issues with the connectivity there. And I don't want to get back to the kind of Pixel update roulette that we've had, kind of the Google House of Horrors for updates. You don't know if it's going to improve something, if it's going to break something. They had been good. My performance overall for my Pixel 7 Pro has been good. The updates have been solid, so let's keep to that. Hopefully these Bluetooth things are kind of a narrow band of users and it's not a widespread issue. But if you're having trouble with your Pixel Watch, if you have a Bluetooth headset that you use, or if you're having trouble connecting to your car, let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the couple things that I did notice that were big deals. I love the battery upgrade, or at least the battery performance enhancements that I got with the January update. You know, this is something that happened with the Google Pixel 6, something that happened with the 6a as well. I wasn't getting the outstanding battery performance, and then one day there was an update, and I got fantastic battery performance. Now my Pixel 6 is getting outsized battery, just phenomenal. I can't drain it if I tried, which is great. It's not like I was getting bad battery life out of my 7 Pro at first. I was getting better battery life than my S22 Ultra. Not saying a whole heck of a lot, but I was getting that 6 hours of screen on time, 5.5, 6 hours of screen on time. But it wasn't that the change that it wasn't battery life that you felt, that you're using it, say, hey, this thing's just not draining. You're just going throughout the day. It's just not, you're always 80%, you're holding at 75%, you're just doing a bunch of stuff. You know you got through your entire day and you're still at 65%. It wasn't that kind of battery life. It was still good, but it wasn't something that you jumped out at you like it does now on the 6A and the 6. Well, I got to tell you, after the January update, I am noticing battery life improvements that are similar to that. I think I went from 100% to 90% the other day after 45 minutes of screen on time. It's hard to judge. The one thing that's goofy, they did change the battery app to where you can see now your screen on time since your last charge. But the problem is that there's some sort of bug with it that'll reset like every 2 hours. Like you'll go to see, well, what's the entire day? And then at 10 a.m., it's giving me 2 hours, and then the next 2 hours. And so I'm doing it in 2 hour blocks. But I was getting about 40 minutes of screen on time per each of those blocks. So you could do the math on that. That's nice, 7-8 hours of screen on time, which is what I would have expected. And being as they were able to lock in the tensor after a certain amount of time, get those efficiencies working, and make it a little bit better on battery, I would expect the same kind of performance once the engineers got their teeth into the Tensor 2 and seeing that. And something that might be tied with that is I am noticing a little bit less on the heat. I wasn't having overheating issues with my Pixel 7 Pro. Not any more outlandish than I would get on my S21 Ultra or my OnePlus 9. Those were phones that got particularly hot. Wasn't getting more than that, but there were certain things. If it was downloading a lot on Amazon for some reason, Amazon was one. If you scrolled on Amazon a lot, it would get hot along the metal band of the device. I'm not seeing that with this update. Now, that might also tie into battery life. Of course, a cooler device, it's going to be a more efficient device, so the battery life is going to be better. That might be something that plays into it. I don't know, but I'm getting both less overheating. I wasn't having it to begin with, but if you're somebody who was having that really just hot phone, where the phone was just, you didn't want to deal with it, you were actually worried about it because it was getting so hot, let me know if the January update has helped you at all with that. But also I want to get feedback on the battery life, because I've certainly noticed kind of the battery life that I would have wanted from a Pixel device to begin with. So it is good to see there. But I'm concerned about the Bluetooth stuff. I don't want to start this again. This was something we had with the Pixel 6, right? They have a bunch of things they had to fix. They get an update out. Fixed a couple of them. Oh, the Wi-Fi would break. Then you couldn't use Wi-Fi. And they would fix some other stuff. Oh, then all of a sudden there was massive battery drain, a mobile network drain that we got with the Pixel 6 update last year. So hopefully it's contained. Hopefully it's a small amount of people having issues with the Bluetooth connectivity and your Android Auto stuff. I don't use that CarPlay. I don't use CarPlay. I don't use Android Auto. I don't use that stuff. Even if I had a car that was capable, I don't think I'd do it. It just seems like the back and forth. Maybe it's easy once you set it up. If you happen to like it, that's fine. But let me know if you're having issues with your Pixel 6 or Pixel 7 when it comes to Android Auto. But overall, I'm liking the update. I'm not experiencing anything. My connectivity to my Pixel Watch is still fine. So that part of the Bluetooth isn't an issue for me. I've had no issues with it. It's picked up my Pixel Watch every single time. In fact, I've almost been impressed with how good the Bluetooth is, both on the Pixel Watch and the Pixel 7 Pro, kind of going back and forth. There isn't the issue where if you get out of range, then you come back in range, you got to reconnect it and stuff. It does a good job of picking it back up when it is in range, so that's something to look out for. Seemed like it was mostly Bluetooth audio headsets. So if you're having issues with that, let me know down below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.